Do you feel like you've discovered the key to life?
I feel like I've been so blessed to acknowledge it to where I can understand more of it. You know what I mean?
I do.
You
I
know,
do.
I mean, I feel so blessed that I can understand more than what I did not understand.
Yeah.
And by being in that state of mind, at my age, I'm good.
Hey, everyone. Let's start healing. I'm Adrienne Murchison, and welcome to episode 197 of the Let's Start Healing podcast. We have more in common than we think, and what we have in common can change the world. Well, my guest today is Anthony Tony McClendon, and he is a returning guest. He was here on episode 120 and 121, both of those episodes. I split them up into two parts. And Anthony is probably he might be the most healthy 77-year-old that you've ever met, or the most fit 77-year-old that you've ever met. When he was on before, he was talking with us about his fitness lifestyle. He's been a fitness expert, I think, all of his adult life. And he is an inspiration. Well, since he was on in 2023, he had a few setbacks. He said that when he was on at that time, he was post surgery, I believe, and he had a few setbacks. So he talks to us about how he taps in to his helper within. His helper is a divine source. It is who I would call God, who you may call God, or your higher power, or the Holy Spirit. He taps into that place. And if you saw him in the preview, then you see how great he looks. Not your usual 77-year-old person. So since we recorded, I was watching a doctor on two separate podcasts, and this person is a a chiropractor. She's a person who is an expert in energy and the body and science and blending science with spirituality. And her name is Dr. Sue Morter. She was on Lewis House podcast and Duquan, if I'm saying his name correctly. And she talks about the energy centers in our body and how we can tap into these places in our body, any part of our body is energy, and how we can tap into that energy and it can respond, and we can have the experiences that we want to have through our body, and in our life. And basically, Tony was saying the same thing. He was literally saying the same thing about how when you tap into this energy source within your body, well, then you just sit back and you let that energy do all the work. So we will get to that. Before we get to it, there's something else that I want to share. I talk about in the intro how we have more in common than we think, and what we have in common can change the world. And I think that one of the areas that we can see that we have so much in common was how so many of us were gripped and gravitating to Artemis 2 and their whole journey to the moon and back, and what they were talking about in terms of the impact on them. And so today I want to share a couple of things with you that really set with me. Today I was watching an interview. I think they actually did yesterday. I was watching it on YouTube, and there were comments that two of them made. Christina, and you know what? I'm not even going to mispronounce her last name. I'm just going to call her Christina, like I know her. So Christina and Jeremy Hansen made, and they were both pointing out how what I just said about how the public is so interested in what their impressions were. And I want to share with you what they said. Jeremy said the four of them, the four astronauts, were standing together arm in arm on stage. And he said, everyone wants to know about this bond that we have, and basically share more, share more. And he said, quote, "We are a mirror reflecting you. And if you like what you see, look a little deeper. This is you." And Christina said that she was explaining how years ago she was talking to an audience and they were asking her, what's the difference between a crew and a team? And she was sort of tossing that around in her own mind. What is the difference? And so she said that today she feels like she has a more clear answer to what a crew is. And she said, a crew is a group that is in it all the time, no matter what. You have the same purpose, you're willing to sacrifice for each other, you're inescapably, beautifully, dutifully linked, she said. And then she started thinking about how when they were in space and they were looking at the Earth, planet Earth, hanging in this blackness. And she said that after seeing this little Earth, it was like this lifeboat hanging undisturbingly in the universe, surrounded by black. And so she said her response to what is a crew, because, you know, they have so much perspective being outside of this bubble Earth. These are my words, but her words are, planet Earth, you are a crew. We are all, when they were outside of this bubble Earth, they could see what we all have in common. They could see our oneness. And I just am so moved by that, because to me, our sheer interest in what they know, it's kind of to remind us what we already know, deep inside. We want them to, you know, we want to pull it out of them so they can pull it out of us. We want them to share what they know. What they know with us, it's like way down, deep down. And with them, it's right here because they just had the experience. And finally, I want to share something from Muji. He is a spiritual teacher that you can find on YouTube. Just put in Mooji. As far as I know, he lives in Portugal, I believe. I can't remember if he lives in Portugal or London. I think he's living in Portugal right now. And he was making a comment about how we can know what we know. We can have this awakening within us, and then sometimes we can get distracted by something else. And so he said, sometimes people come to a scene where things become so clear, and he was advising us to sit with it. Sit with this, he said. Don't pick up any other thoughts. Take care of this baby, this new awareness. Don't rush into other things too early. He said, marinate in your seeing, because this was the thing. You are not going to make any discovery higher than this in this world. You are not going to make any discovery higher than awakening to the truth. Nothing is higher than discovering the God energy in your own being. And he said, other things you will do and it will be finished. But this awakening that you may come to, it's for always. Take care of it. And I just want to share this because at this point that I'm bringing this to you, it's crazy out here in the world. I mean, if you're watching the news, it's bananas from one day to the next. And it can at times perhaps take you out of yourself and get caught up in these extreme thoughts and about people that you might perceive as your enemy or not like you. But we have more in common than we think because we are all one. We are all one, but we don't see that because we live in our house and our neighbor lives in their house and somebody else lives on the next street over and then somebody lives all the way over on another continent. I mean, it's just separation. It's just separation that we see, but it's not the actual truth. It's not the actual truth. What do we have in common? We did not create ourselves. Something divine created us. We don't control our heartbeat, the breaths that we take, our pulse. We don't control that. As a matter of fact, I'm just thinking, as I'm saying that to you, Dr. Sue Morter, in one of the podcasts that I mentioned, she said that we have a pulse before we even have a heartbeat, which I thought that was pretty interesting. So I know I'm going on down a line, but I'm just trying to thread together these ideas that might stick, that we do have more in common than we think. And we could say the media, we could say uh, uh, the news that we choose to watch on a day-to-day basis, or just somebody we may see on the street who's acting cuckoo. We can say that, you know, they are uh, perhaps having us believe something that's not true. What's true is love. What's true is love. What's true is we have more in common than we think. And what we have in common can change this world. So let's get to Anthony McClendon, also known as Tony. Let's get to it. Let's meet him. Let's get started and let's start healing. Welcome, Tony. It's nice to see you again. And I'm looking forward to catching up on what's going on and, you know, everything that's happening with you around fitness and spirituality and life.
Well, I been on a journey.
I'm
I really, really been on a journey as far as my fitness concerned.
yeah.
And I think and believe that I have connected, how can I say, locked in
Yeah.
to a source that as I get older, I can stay younger.
Wow.
And that's what I'm experiencing now. At the age, I just turned 77.
Oh,
And at the age of 77, I feel great. I mean, I feel wonderful. Matter of fact, I feel that am I really 77?
yeah.
I feel like I'm 37. And it's just,
Mhm.
an inner connection
Mhm.
that I have been entertaining, and it's amazing to experience. It really is.
First of all, you look fantastic. You look wonderful.
No, thank you very much. I
I knew you
appreciate
I
that.
knew you turning a lot of heads walking down the street.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Let me ask you, how you said that you're connected, with the inner source. And before we get started, I want to ask you about your connection today with God. I find that my connection is always strong, but one day it may have one kind of vibe, and another day it may have another kind of vibe. So, how is your connection with God today?
Well, my connection uh, with my inner God, as you know, I call it my helper.
Yes,
You remember
I do. I
on the
do.
last podcast we did, is I can, I'd say it's my helper,
Mhm.
and with God, what, people give it different,
Of course.
uh, whatever they want to give it,
Yeah.
and but it's been amazing. It's been amazing, and what I mean by that is I'm more aware of it than I am any other time of my life now. I am much, much more aware of it. And it's um, it's like, you know what? Only thing I have to do now is just ride the current. That's it.
Mm.
Just get on the current and let it do what it do. And
Let it
that's what it's been
do.
doing.
Well,
Yeah.
what can you share some of your journey and what's taken place since the last time you were here, and that had you even ramp up your health? Um, was it
Well, the last time, I just had a back operation. I
Mhm.
had 4 herniated discs where I could barely walk. Okay. And rehabbing from that operation been everyday experience. And it has brought me from not having, I would say, uh, an enjoyment of my life as far as walking, as for standing,
Yeah.
and I'm an avid golfer, and it, totally just stopped me from playing golf. I couldn't
Mhm.
walk the golf course anymore. And coming, back from that experience to where I am now, oh my goodness. I can walk 9 holes of golf with the bag on my back now. And my life is totally different. And where people say that you don't have a say so as you get older,
Mhm.
that's a lie. You do have a say so. Is that age just don't, just can't, take over everything.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Whereas you say, well, this is age doing this. I don't have a say so. Okay.
Yeah.
No. I don't believe in that. You do have a say so. And the say so is that, you know what? I have a perfect body.
Mhm.
It was made perfect. I don't have to try to remake it. All I have to do is just acknowledge it.
Let
And
me
I let the perfectness do what it does.
let me ask you
And that's the inner connection, is letting it do what it already has done. It's not letting it do, it's just acknowledging that it's already been done.
oh,
It's perfectly
yes,
made.
I love
Only
that.
thing is just acknowledging it and rehabbing it to where what it needs to be rehab. You rehab and keep it moving.
So to do that for some people, do we have to clear some things out of the way? As if, for example, already we have the tools within our bodies. We already have everything we need inside of our bodies, but maybe we're not eating right. Maybe we're not exercising the way we should. And is it about clearing some of that out, clearing out some of the food that's not good for us, for example, and just pulling back some of the layers so it can do what it's going to do? or what it can
That's
do?
a Yeah, that's a very good analogy. That's a very good analogy. And I'm gonna break that down even a little bit more. Say, for instance, your system is perfect. Say, for instance, you have a stopped up toilet and you unstop it. Okay, the system is working perfectly. It was just some destructions that was stopping, causing the system but not working like it should.
Mhm,
And with that, you understand that. So you work with whatever might be causing that blockage where you can eliminate it, then you have a perfect system.
mhm.
Very simple. And because, God made everything, perfectly,
Yeah.
and he really did,
I
and
I look around, let me knock on wood. As far as I know, I'm healthy. I pray I'm healthy. As far as I know, I'm healthy. But I look around and I know you can look around and there's a lot of people who are young senior citizens and they are not in the best of health. They do have problems walking, or they may have really high blood pressure, or they may have be battling, some disease that came about as a result of lifestyle 10 years before. And so, is it as easy as what you're describing to get to a place of being active and healthy inside?
where you said a key word, easy. Now that's a key word there. Um, we have this understanding from this saying that no pain, no gain. And that right there is not all true, because you can have an easy way and just be an effective as you will, go and try to force something or make it happen. But you can go about it in a way where, you know, it can be enjoyable
Mhm,
and get more out of it and longer, and than if you were trying to force something to happen.
mhm,
And understanding the body, basically, if you connect mentally, physically, to whatever part of the body that you want to connect to, and
mhm,
know that you have that connection, that gives you a satisfaction that, what, I accomplished, what I intended to accomplish. And that knowing is very, very powerful. Knowing that is
mhm.
very, very powerful, because I'm not guessing. I'm not hoping. I'm not, saying, well, it might. If I do a number of this and that might happen. No, you already know. Once you connect to that certain part of the body and you made that connection, that automatically, puts you into a whole nother well, not understanding, but a whole nother uh, force of energy
Mhm.
that will work for you, and you not basically, trying
Yeah.
to make it happen. Yes, yes.
So, can you describe what took place with you when you were here before, on the podcast previously? I do remember, you sharing about your surgeries, and I thought that you were recovered and, on, a track of being really fit. But something happened? Did something happen, or were you in pain? And what was the process to you addressing things to where you are now?
Well, coming from the surgery, I had issues, where my knees was weak, my ankles, and I don't know, was weak, and I don't know whether that was caused from the surgery with the nerves or whatever the situation, was, but I was having those issues, and working, through those issues to where trying to get back to normal has been a journey to where I am now.
Mhm.
Yes. And I believe from the journey that I've been through and
Mhm.
understanding how I can rehab my body back to where I want it to be, been very exciting. I mean, it's really been exciting
Yeah.
because I feel that I look now like this at 77 years old, and I'm going to look better when I be 78 years old
Mhm.
because I look better now than I did 2 years ago.
But you feel it's how you feel inside too. You feel better, I'm sure,
Oh
in
yes,
some way.
oh yes, and feeling better is that uh, I can walk normal.
Mhm.
uh, I can stand up,
Mhm.
and get up, out of a chair.
Mhm.
I can go and walk the golf course. I can go on hikes. I can, I can basically do what I want to do.
And it was more than or was it more than exercise? I mean, share some of us what your process with us.
It was,
Proc
it was, it was, it was exercise, and it was knowing that my helper, my personal trainer, my God, you know, um, uh, you know, when I connect to that source of energy, it, you know, it does what it does. I'm just basically just there observing it. And it's to the point where if I work a certain part of my body, I go into a relaxation. And the
Mhm.
relaxation is that okay, I got it, I connected to it. Now my inner will build it for me.
Mhm.
Very interesting. Very, very interesting.
Yes, I just had a guest on, and I'm wondering if this relates to what you're saying. We got to a point where she was talking about how she referred to Iyanla Van Zant and said that Iyanla has a saying, "Neck down, dead." And my guest said that she relates to this saying, and what she was saying was that she doesn't really feel a lot in her body, and she goes to the gym so that if she feels the pain of lifting a weight, then she's feeling something in her body. And so the way that that came up was I was asking her if her body informs her about how she's feeling. Like my body will, informs me all the time. It could be, in my abdomen, it could be in my chest, how I'm feeling. It will inform me about how I'm feeling emotionally, how I'm feeling, mentally. And so that's how she got to what she was saying. And then I was mentioning to her that I think that she's still unblocking things when she's working out, because I remember something I don't understand. And I'm wondering if this will relate to what you're saying. I was working with a friend who was training me one time, and I remember I might be lifting weights or let's say pushing weights with my legs. And I would think, oh, I just can't push anymore. Like I can't do one more. And then he would just basically tell me to let go. And then somehow something would click in my brain and I would let go. And then my legs would move the weight that I
And
thought I couldn't move.
and you said the two magic words. You said the two magic words. Let go.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the force, the energy, the creator, the everything, you know, come into play.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes. And connecting to that and connecting to that energy, um, you, got a force there that you can use for the rest of your life.
And I think a lot of people understand that when it comes to other things, but when we're talking about our bodies and fitness, share more. Give us more insight around that. The letting go
Okay.
of
Okay.
that.
I came up with this concept where um, aging does not stop. Okay. Aging is 24/7. Okay. Now, if I can match that, then aging basically doesn't have the, I would say, full control over my body, mentally, physically, and everything else, if I can match that.
What does
And
that
the
mean?
way,
Match that. What does
okay, I'm about to I'm about to break that down to you.
that
Okay. Um, I came up with this concept called longevity training. Okay. And what longevity training is that I'm training consistently, continuously. And the way that I can do that is through moving through compressed weight. Okay. And I have a product that makes a belt and is weighted, and it corrects your posture, and it gives, put you in the correct alignment. And that's exercising my posture to where I now know how it feels to be aligned. Okay. Now, when I don't exercise enough with that, it breaks down and I can put it to the front of my legs. All right. And by the resistance in the front, it automatically make me pick my feet up and bend my knees. So I don't go into a shuffle. Okay. As we age, we stop picking our feet up and stop bending our knees and start shuffling. Okay. And the other thing that we stop doing as we age is using our fast twitch muscles. We stop moving quickly. You remember when you was young and you would say, wait a minute, let me catch my breath, and then you go back and doing what you're doing, right? So as we get older, we don't even know what fast twitch muscles are,
mean?
and we got slow and we got fast twitch, but we don't even realize what a slow or fast twitch muscle is. And we start slowing down and those muscles go dormant. By having the compressed weight, that allows me to work my body in a quicker and a faster way. So I'm working out somewhat 24/7. Okay. If I don't have it on my legs, I probably have it on my arms. If I don't have it on my arms, I have it around my waistline. And matter of fact, I sleep with the weight in the front of my legs. And the reason why is because when I wake up in the morning, I don't have the cramps and the stiffness in my legs.
Mm-hmm.
And for what reason? I do not know. But with that concept, it gives me the feeling that I'm getting stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. And I don't have that, you know, sense of, I'm 7 to 8 years old and, and I'm weak. I don't have that mindset at all. You know, my mindset now is that I'm just as strong as I was, and to the point where I'm back to 37 years old. And when I'm in the gym, they'll come up to me, the young guys, and actually they don't know my age really, but they know I'm old. But they'll say, "Uncle," or "Pops," or whatever. Say, "How old are you?" And I tell them, I say, "Well, I'll be 78 on my next birthday." And they say, "Man, you look better than I do." And I say, "I understand what you're talking about."
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, if you see someone, and you in there every day and you're young and someone old and you can't look better than him, So psychologically, it plays an effect, on the younger guys, mind, to where, man, what is he doing? You know?
And when so matching the aging process is having a counter to the aging process.
Okay, explain that. Say that again.
Well, earlier you said you mentioned matching aging, and matching is having a solution, something to counter it. We can't not age, but we can have something where we can age healthy and strong. And so it's what you were describing. Is that what you meant when you were saying match that?
Hey, you couldn't explain it any better.
Mhm. And
You could not have explained it any better. Yes, you are matching it.
yeah.
You are matching it. Yes,
Well, so
exactly.
now you want to let's pull back some layers. You want to be healthy and fit so that you can live the life that you want to live, I would imagine. Meaning you can be as active as you want to be, you can move from here to there in the way that you want to, and just live your life on a daily basis the way you want to live. Am I right about that?
Correct. And that is correct.
Okay.
That is correct.
Yeah.
that is
Yeah.
that is correct. And that's why, now, my whole living is to enjoy.
Mhm.
If I don't enjoy, you don't have to worry about me. You won't. Yeah, I'm not there. I might be there for a moment, but after that,
Mhm.
that's it. And it's about enjoyment, because I look back on my 77 years of living, and as I done got older, this has seemed like what's happening to me. I'm going back, to my experiences through life,
Mhm.
and I'm coming from from there to now. It's telling me that it's nothing left but to enjoy.
Yeah. What do
It's not,
you
what is there left? You done did this, you done did that, you done this, you done did that. You know what else there is to be healthy and enjoy? Yes,
and I think that we have more of an appreciation of that as we get older, although that is, to me, what we should be doing our entire lives, seeking to be healthy and to be in joy. Are you?
yes, but I mean, like, you got a lot of things that come, you know, like, oh, if I get a new car, if I get a new house, if I get a lot of money, that I can really, really, be happy, and going through those experiences, you know, is health and enjoyment. That's what I basically, come to the conclusion right now, after living 77 years, is health and enjoyment.
And you've been a fitness expert for so many years. What do you know now about life or spiritually as a result of your fitness? What do you know now that you didn't know 10 years ago? Like what
That's
have
a that's a very good question. I like that. That's a very, very, very good question. Okay. What I have realized now that I didn't realize, you know, in previous years, is that I know that I am not alone. I
Mhm,
have some help for sure. I
mhm,
know that I'm not alone. I do have some help. And whereas I didn't give it that much thought as I was younger to that extent. And but because you think everything is just, natural, and it's just the way it is, and this and that, and didn't really get into the actual inner part that, what, I got plenty help. And if I, acknowledge it, it's there for me. And this is what I'm dealing with now in my older age, because um, I'm looking to, each year to be better than the year before.
Right, right, right,
Really?
right.
Yes,
What do you
yes.
think
To be
what do you
better than the year before.
what do you think your helper is calling you to do for others with the gifts you've been given and the insight you've been given?
Um, and that's then, I would say, a daily a daily um, conversation. That's been a daily conversation. And what I'm getting to give people is first, the first thing is, you have a say so as you age. That's the first thing. You do have a say so. And what I mean by that is that, okay, I'm this age and I have to be, broke down. I have to be this, decrepit. I can't, do this. And because of my age, you do have a say so. And if you, you know, go about, in, doing what you want to do, and not just accept, what you think age is doing to you, and but what you want to do,
Yeah,
what you want, how you want to live your life. And it's just tapping into it, and say, this is what I want to do.
mhm,
And I, call it my personal trainer also. It's just as well as I call it my helper, you
yeah,
know. And it will, you know, just start giving you, because you done connected, you know, to the energy. It was just start giving you suggestions and telling you to do this and to do that, you know, and you just, once you tap into it, that's it.
right,
Because I get new things all the time. And
mhm.
I'm asking myself, where did this come from? You know,
Mhm,
and and doing, different exercises, or whatever. Okay.
mhm.
And but it's an endless source of power. And only thing it is just basically acknowledging it.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
you wanna, you know, be who you want to be,
mhm,
and not accept what somebody else say that you should be at a certain age. They
mhm.
say, well, man, you 77, man, how you doing all of that? You know, it's just because I want to. It's just plain and simple. I
Yeah.
want to do it, you know, and
What
realizing that I'm not by myself,
Yeah,
to help me to do what I want to do, you
yeah,
know,
yeah,
because I can't make my heart beat when I want it to beat. It beat automatically. You know what I'm saying? And that source of energy that makes my heart beat, you know, I can have access to that energy as much as I want to. And, you know, it's not that complicated.
it's not that complicated. I think that I think that we humans, we forget that, that divine energy is right there, and we, you know, put it at a distance, or we keep it at a distance sometimes, but it's really right there. It's literally inside of us. So it's an intimate energy.
Correct.
It's an intimate relationship.
Correct. Correct. Very much so.
Mhm.
Very much so. And to experience it separate. And what I mean by separate is that, when you experience it, you don't have anything to do with it doing what it does. And you say, well, wow, wow, you know. And by being in sports practically all my life, I had opportunity to experience a lot of it in sports. Yes, when it just takes over.
Yeah.
You say, where did that come from?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And what does this all do for your enlightenment that it brings to you in other ways? I mean, what does it do for your motivation, and your creativity
My,
and
my, 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 mo-
inspiration?
well, my motivation is through the roof. Okay. And because it's the enjoyment that I have in doing what I do.
Mhm.
And, um, it's a total relaxation. And I look at it like, floating on a current, and letting the current do the work. And I'm enjoying the current and the scenery and everything that the current has to give me to enjoy. I'm enjoying it, you know. And
Mhm.
it's very, very exciting. Yeah,
Yeah.
it really is. And as I'm getting old, it's getting even more exciting. Yes, it really is. It's really getting exciting. I say, well, wow, I could, take my body back to a 37-year-old man.
Mhm.
Wow. You know, I mean, like like at 77, I mean,
Is
like, look here, you can't too much tell me nothing. You know what I'm saying?
does your doctor think you're a phenomenon, or what
Yes,
does the doctor think?
yes. And they took my blood pressure and they say, man, you got blood pressure of a teenager. You say, this is unbelievable.
Mhm.
Yes, yes. And, uh, people, take it as, what is it? What is it? Yeah, what is it? What is it? Because it's not of the norm.
So, what is the first step that somebody can take if they're not active? I saw a woman on YouTube talking about exercise, and she I forgot how old she is. She's a senior citizen, and she swims and works out, and she's like, I don't like it, but I do it, and I like the feeling when I'm done. No, but I'm not going to pretend that I like doing this at all, because I don't. So, what about people who, one, they have no interest in exercising, or they don't think they're strong enough, they don't know what the first step is. Maybe they use a walker, and
Well,
or
well, 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 yeah, that's a serious concern. That's a very, very serious concern. And knowledge is everything, basically, because if you don't know, you just don't know. Okay. And a lot of people don't know how to, that's like you say, how to go about it to get the results that they want to get from their body. First thing that I believe, uh, thought that come in a person's mind, that is going to be difficult. Okay. Then the body automatically goes into a protected, state. But it's going to be difficult. It automatically, oh my goodness, I can't do that. Oh, it's going to be, and that turns a lot of people off. But it's another way. And that other way is that you have a source that if you tap into it, the difficulty of it is completely eliminated.
mhm, yeah,
Completely eliminated. And it's just to where your awareness and your desire, and learning how to use your mind and your body together. Whereas a lot of people in exercising is taught numbers, 50 of these, 30 of these, and they get into the numbers
Mm-hmm.
and not into the body. And the numbers is going to do a certain, you know, uh, 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 amount because of the numbers. It's going to give you a result from the numbers. It's going to do that. But to actually, get into the connection of what you are actually trying to accomplish, and that is to strengthen, you build your body to make it, better. It's a connection. It's
Mm-hmm.
not about numbers. It's a
So
connection.
maybe they want to connect. They want to connect with their inner helper, their inner spirit, that inner energy. They also want to know why what's the thing for? Like, why do they want to feel better? Or why do they want to be active? I would think.
Well, I think it's normal to want to feel better.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think so too. 'Cause some people can't get up off the couch. Some people aren't motivated. I mean, I'm pretty active, but I definitely have to motivate myself. And that I definitely do it through God. So I completely know what you're talking about. But if I could get the results and just stay on the couch, I would. That definitely
Well, and that's a possibility, because um, every room that I have some type of exercise equipment in that room. My bathroom, my bedroom, my living room, whatever. And when I just get to, the notion to, okay, then I do a couple of curls, and
Mhm.
not pressure, not putting any pressure on myself,
Yeah.
and just, when I feel like it, and I'm going to enjoy,
Yeah.
when I do it. And I think that when people can understand that it's an enjoyment instead of an effort, I think that they, you know, will, get a lot more,
Mhm.
from their body than just not thinking that, it's going to take a lot to do, what they think that is going to do to get what they want. But it's consistency.
Yeah.
That's basically what it is. It's just consistency. And the aging is consistent.
Mhm.
It's not stopping. And you have to be consistent along with it, to where, like you said, match it to where it doesn't just overpower you. You have a say so.
So was there a moment in time since the last time we talked where you forgot what you're sharing in this conversation and you had to get back to a knowing about this?
Correct.
And
Yes.
can
Yes.
you how did you do that? I mean, what can you share a little around that moment?
Well, it was, how can I do it? How can I make it happen?
Make it happen as in
Yeah, in other words, developing my body, to how I want it to be. And how can I make that happen? How can I get my body to respond the way that I want it to respond?
Mhm,
And that's been my journey since the last time you and I met.
mhm. And
And go ahead.
no, I just was just trying to process what you were saying. So at some point in time, uh, after we talked and met, you weren't moving the way you wanted to. You were having pain. your back and your legs, and you weren't able to play golf, walk the golf course the way you wanted to, and the things that you already know somehow that I mean, I think we all can go through a process where we know what we know and then we forget what we know. And you brought yourself back from that?
Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. And bringing myself back from that has given me a knowing that, you know what, it's possible. It's more than possible. You
Mhm.
know, I mean, like it's knowing that it's possible. And that is exciting. As you
Yeah.
as you age, that is exciting. I'm gonna tell you that right now. As you age, that is very, very exciting.
Yeah.
And it's an enjoyment. It
Mhm.
really is. It's an enjoyment.
Are
And
you are you working with any other seniors, and are you helping them to
no, I am not. But after this podcast, I'm gonna go to social media and I'm gonna give my technique, my program,
Mhm,
and hopefully that it will benefit and help a lot of people.
mhm. And your technique, some of it is around what you were saying, what you put around your waist and your leg
Yes,
and
compress weight. Yes,
compressed weight.
compress weight. Yes,
What does
yes,
compressed
compress
weight
it to
mean?
your body and
Okay.
let your body work through it without making an effort. And
Mm,
your body becomes a sponge because you are not trying to make it happen. You are letting it happen naturally. And it's like you in water, you waving through water. You know, you are not trying to force it. You are trying to what? The more you let yourself go through water, the more progress that you will get. But if you try to force it, the resistance will hold you back. But the relaxation and letting go propels you. It moves you,
mhm.
and that's the concept. With in a nutshell,
So the
that right there.
relaxation is complementing the compression.
Correct, correct, and the relaxation gives the body the opportunity to absorb all the resistance that it's going through, and that is a strengthening process.
Mm, that's deep. Well, hold on.
What you,
Hold on, hold
I
on.
don't know what you say. Hold on.
You said so
You say hold on.
so the the you have the relaxation and the compression. The combination is absorbing the resistance. Did you say that?
Correct.
It's absorbing the resistance.
Correct.
What does
And
that mean?
once and
Say more.
once you remove the resistance, you have a relaxation. Oh, it's so light. Oh, I can fly. Oh, I'm loose because you haven't put any force to the resistance.
I'm having a moment. The resistance is what we let go. When I mentioned earlier about like the weight, we were talking about let go, and I was
Okay, I'm
talking
gonna
about
give
the
you an
weight.
example.
Wait,
I'm
wait,
gonna
wait,
give
wait,
you.
wait. Hold
Go
up,
ahead.
hold up,
Go
hold up.
ahead.
This is I want the example. I do want the example. But I
Okay.
just wanna ask you, when I was asking you about letting go and being able to I can't lift a weight, and all of a sudden I can lift the weight and I let go. Is that letting go of the resistance?
Yes, the letting go is where you are giving the resistance the opportunity to do all that it can do. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Um, I have talked about this on the last podcast that we did, where I had this client, and he was close to 80, close to 80. And he had this machine, and a part of the machine was a bench press, was about 250. Okay, 250 pounds. And I said, I'm gonna teach you how to bench that 250 pounds. And he said, Tony, there's no way I can do that. I'm almost 80 years old. There's no way I can bench. And he was a 145-pound man, small. He said, no way. I say, when I teach you this technique, it's going to do the work for you. You don't even have to worry about the strength. And he said, okay, let's do it. And what I did was I learned him how to connect. I told him to only focus on your elbows going up and coming back. I mean, in other words, open and close.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And we're going to start off with 10 pounds. And when that 10 pounds come to be nothing, effortless, then we'll add weight. And that's what we did. And he would go up to 20. I say, can you feel the weight? No, I can't feel the weight, because he was so focused
On the weight.
and no, he was focused on his joints. All right, open and close. I say, when you open, the energy release. When you close, it comes back to normal. And that what pushed the weight up.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry about the strength part. Let the relaxation do the work. So you went to 30. Oh, okay, I'm ready, Tony. I'm ready. Just relax. I can't even hardly feel the weight. Went all the way to 250 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
And he benched it 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
And I like to say this. And I said it the last time you and I talked. I asked him, I said, how did it feel? I said, no, don't tell me. I said, did it feel better than sex? He said, how you know?
Yeah.
See, he had trained himself,
Mm-hmm.
not to focus on the effort,
Yeah.
but focus on the relaxation.
Mm-hmm.
And the relaxation took over
Mm-hmm.
and did it for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Mm-hmm.
it's a done deal
Yeah.
when you understand. When you understand, it's a done deal
It is.
when
This
you
is
understand.
it, I mean,
You know?
that's the helper, God, source, the universe,
Yes.
nature, whatever we want to put on
Yeah.
that divine energy. That is true. It's a done deal when we
Yeah.
stop resisting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And you see athletes, they
Already
say,
done.
well, they was in the zone,
Mhm. Mhm.
and it took over. You know what I mean? And in other words, they let that part of themselves manifest.
Yeah. Do
And
you
that comes from, it comes from consistency.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
comes from consistency.
Yes.
Okay. And and once you get into a, I guess, a certain phase of relaxation, then it will manifest.
This is
And then the thing is that going into the gym, I'm in the gym 2 and 3, sometimes 4 hours. I say, why? I say, I'm in here that long because I done zoned out.
right.
I done zoned out.
Right.
I done got
Right.
so relaxed and so comfortable in what I'm doing is that it's not an effort.
Yeah.
It's not an effort. And then at the same time, you know, I want my body to be a certain way.
Of
You know
course.
what I mean? I mean,
Yeah.
it's just, you can call it, vain or whatever you want to
No.
call it,
Yeah. Well, we
but I
all
tell
have
you what, at 77 years old, you know, I want to still be looking 37. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
Well, you
Yeah.
do.
Yeah,
but,
yeah,
but everything that you're describing is life. Everything that
yes,
you're describing is life. And
yes.
so, do you feel like you've discovered the key to life? I mean, this it's
I I feel like I've been so blessed to acknowledge it to where I can understand more of it. You know what I mean?
I do.
You
I
know,
do.
I mean, I feel so blessed that I can understand more than what I did not understand.
Yeah.
And by being in that state of mind, at my age, I'm good.
I
I'm good.
think that
I'm
that
good.
is so beautiful because it kinda answers what I was thinking I wanted to ask next about, the difference between the last time we talked and now, because you were making these same points, but you have even a greater knowing now as a result of your journey the last couple of years
Oh,
and
oh,
your
oh,
connection
oh, 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 oh.
connecting with
It's
your
like it's like it's like I hit the two sevens. You know, I mean, like,
yeah,
I mean, jackpot. You
yeah.
know what I mean? Yeah, it's like jackpot.
Mhm, mhm.
And the way that my body is responding. Oh my
Mm,
goodness. Oh
mm,
my goodness.
mm, mm,
I
mm.
mean, like the tone, the the feeling of that I'm not weak,
Mhm.
and I'm
Yeah,
not getting and hey, check this out. I'm not getting weaker.
right. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah,
And as I do my longevity training
mhm.
and I'm working through resistance with consistency, my whole mindset, I'm getting stronger and
Yeah,
stronger and stronger
and
and stronger
let me let
and
me
stronger.
let me ask you something
Yeah,
so that people I mean,
yeah.
this is what I imagine, I don't wanna put words in your mouth. I would imagine that in the gym for 4 hours, you are, working out in a different way than, uh you would have worked out if you were 37 years old. I mean, because our bones are not the same as they were 30 years ago. So, I don't want somebody to go in the gym and think that they can just, bench press something that they can't, do something dangerous. So, am I wrong or are you go in there and maybe you don't do 10 or you tell me.
I
Do you
I
know
I
the
go I go in the gym for one purpose,
Mhm.
and that purpose is to enjoy myself.
Mhm.
That's the main purpose I go in there to do is to enjoy, to get into me, you know, and enjoy it,
Yeah.
as I am in, into me. If I'm saying I'm doing curls or bench presses, I'm doing work in my chest, I want to get into my chest. I want to get total relax and not try to, you know, muscle it, make and all that kind of, stuff like that. What I'm trying to do is knowing that that muscle is being activated.
Mhm.
And by knowing that that muscle is being activated, I can use my imagination, my creativity, and I want it to look a certain way.
Mhm.
So, I mean, like people change their looks, automatically. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, you can look if you want to look a certain way, all you got to do. One guy told me, is believe it, and other people will too.
That's a man. That's a man.
Yeah, that's
That's a man will say that.
yes, and it was a man.
Uh-huh.
It was a
Oh my
man.
God. This is I think what you're sharing is so powerful, and I'm really happy for you, and just, yeah, it's really deep and powerful and obviously true.
Well, like I say, uh, I got the evidence.
Yeah. Mhm.
I can say what I wanna say,
Mhm.
but evidence is what it is.
Right.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
I got the evidence. I am not of a normal 77-year-old man, that's for
Oh,
sure.
no. Mm-mm. No.
I have the evidence,
Mhm.
and,
Mhm.
um, I have to, I mean, you can't, deny the evidence. You
Yeah.
can't deny it. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? I mean, I can say
Mhm.
what I wanna say, but if I don't have no evidence, it's not worth nothing.
But what you're saying, what you've been describing, it translates to so many things. I mean, it can translate to whatever somebody has a passion for. And
Correct,
for you, it's being in the gym and working out and being fit. It could be for somebody else, playing basketball or hiking or
correct.
painting. It
Yes,
could be anything. It could be
yes,
stillness. You
yes.
know, it
I used it in, baseball, and I
Mhm.
used it in track and field.
Mhm.
And, the best race that I ever even dreamed about is that I wasn't even aware of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't even aware of it.
Mhm.
It's just like, it happened, and
Right.
I was just there
Yeah.
experiencing.
Mhm.
And it's like in baseball, right? With certain games, I was just there, just looking at it,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I was so in love and involved into it.
Mhm.
And that was my daily focus. And, but a relationship, is everything,
Yeah.
you know? I
Mhm.
mean, a relationship is everything. You can have a relationship of, being in bad shape. And I got buddies, oh man, I'm in bad shape, man. This hurt, man. Oh man, this hurt. Man, this hurt, man, and this hurt, and this hurt. And, I say, well, man, I mean, everybody don't have to be in that relationship, And I said,
Yes.
and I, and then you tell me, you just wait till you get old. I said, I'm already old. I'm already there. It's just to uh, your personal relationship.
Right.
And once you get into that connection, within, it's a done deal.
Right.
I
Right.
mean, it's easy. It's
Mhm.
not complicated. It's a done deal. You know what? I think I found the easy way.
Wow. Well, Tony, congratulations.
Yes, yeah.
Congratulations. Thank you so much for coming back on and wanting to come back on.
Oh, most yes, yes. Thank you for having me. I really enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed it.
Me too.